The importance of energy efficiency can't be understated. How can you get more for less? How can you figure out how to get the same output with less energy input? And how can you save money doing it? And that's what our programs are all about. This program is a great opportunity for us to celebrate some very great successes that we've had with our customers, really our partners in the community, that help us really make energy efficiency not only cost effective, but have the great environmental result and impact that it has in our community.
A lot of people don't understand these energy programs, so it's our job to go out and educate them on what's available to them as far as rebates, as far as technologies for their lighting, and as far as the savings that they're going to get. When you walk in the morning, you flip on the switch, people don't realize it, they're using a certain amount of energy throughout the day. If you just put in a more efficient lamp, you're going to use a lot less energy. We were able to put together an energy survey, Polymer Chemical Innovations, that wound up saving them $1,000 a month. They'd increase the light in areas where they needed the production. The customer copay was only about 20% of the project cost. So 80% of their cost was covered by rebates. After they pay the project off, that's just savings that goes right to their bottom line every year. LED lamps, which last very long and take very little energy to run. Induction lamps, which also last a very long time, cuts down on your maintenance cost, but also cuts down on your energy cost. That's what we're going for, is to keep people in good light levels, better quality of light, just less watts to run the lighting. The day we walk out of there, as soon as we upgrade their lighting, they're saving that day. We've saved 160 million kilowatt hours through the TEP program, 80 million gallons of water, 340 million pounds of carbon have been prevented from going into the atmosphere. These numbers are all cumulative, so every year we're saving that year after year. So the energy efficiency isn't just for today, it isn't just for your electric bill next month, it's for years down the road.
Meritage Homes is a national home builder that builds in about 15 different regions within the United States. We made a conscious decision to become the most energy efficient production home builder in the country by becoming ENERGY STAR certified throughout the country, every single home we build, as well as continue our efforts in refining how the home is built, utilizing building science, and that evolved into really creating a package of 6 or 7 or 8 items that we include as standard features within our home. Those include things like spray foam insulation, CFL light bulbs, EPA WaterSense WaterWise fixtures, including a weather monitoring station for the landscaping, double low E windows, things like that, that not one particular item causes the home to be so super efficient. It's the way that the different elements and items collaborate with each other. These items that we put in, they're just not eye candy. They're very material to the operating system of the home. We believe that we are being responsible by including these features in the home, as well as not adding to the carbon footprint of the elements of the world that we're dealing with.
A 1,000-watt metal halide basically is a pretty substantial, shall we say, gas guzzler. The room changed out more than 113 of these into high bays linear fluorescent tubes. It's going to use up a lot of energy. That ultimately is the greatest reduction that we see in the field, is going from a high wattage to a lower wattage. The total annual savings for this project for a room is somewhere in the neighborhood of $20,000 a year. That's why their participation in the project of their part of about $17,000 should be recaptured in less than a year.
Ascension, our parent company, has a 2020 goal of reducing 20% utilities over all of their facilities. There were 3 key things we implemented. In 2009, we did a lighting retrofit project, which went from T12 to T8s. It was throughout the entire building of St. Mary's. It was approximately $1.6 million. It replaced every lamp throughout the hospital, patient rooms, janitors' closets, and exit lights. In 2012, we implemented a culture of change for the facility, educating staff on energy conservation, and we embarked on a building automation system upgrade. That project's been going on in phases since 2012. Currently, the program monitors the chiller plant and the boiler plant equipment and select air handlers. It gives us real-time data, allows us to make adjustments in programming that affects patient comfort, and it allows us to see when something is out of sequence, which could drive energy consumption up, and allows us to adjust to it. We didn't purchase any new fancy air handlers or equipment. It essentially was a project that made our existing equipment more energy efficient through retro commissioning. Energy efficiency projects like these are important to the hospital because every dollar saved in utility cost is equivalent to $20 savings in patient care cost.
We're upgrading all of our equipment in Sunnyside that dates back to 2002. We're going school by school, project by project. Every school will be on the computer here, and I'll be able to access it via the internet to make any changes, monitor temperatures. We've noticed a lot of savings by being energy efficient, utilizing temperature set points, setting the timers so that our schools weren't running on weekends and throughout the night, and putting it to a tighter schedule of what our schools are actually in operation for. We've upgraded our cooling towers at both Sunnyside and Desert View. For an example, at Sunnyside High School, we replaced them with 2 taller, higher efficient cooling towers that are operated with the VFDs. Did all of our T12 replacements with T8s and T5s. We use motion sensors in our classrooms to save on energy efficiency now. We're in our phase 3 of getting the rest of the schools online with the lighting controls in the classrooms. And the lighting controls are also being integrated with the heating controls. We are here to strive to improve things and move on more into the 21st century with both our equipment and our thought processes, making a smaller carbon footprint per se. School districts aren't given that much money to operate by anyway, and it doesn't make sense to waste electricity when we could be striving to save it. This is a feel good for everyone and for the community as well, I believe.
We began our journey in 2007 to become an energy efficient, a sustainable organization, a green organization. So this is the first brand new multifamily, ground up, that Primavera has built before. The goal was to have it be energy efficient for the residents who are renting here, provide long-term sustainability. We knew that would mean some higher upfront costs, but we also knew over the long term it would actually be a better business decision because it would be much more energy efficient and less expensive to operate and manage. So that means that really high insulation, a lot of energy systems, solar, water, photovoltaic over the roof, south-facing windows are covered, making sure that the vegetation also provides some shading. Also along the hallways and the little patios, they're covered but also light can stream through. Well, there are cisterns that feed into the plant system. Really, it's a whole system approach. Historically, it's often been that people that had the money to pay for energy efficient or green. That's the only way that you could get it. And we believe that it's really important that everyone have equal access in our community. So that means that people that are working very hard, but maybe they're not making a wage that can afford to design their own home that's green and energy efficient and sustainable. How do we make sure that there's accessibility for our community? So we want to make sure that we offer that energy efficiency for our residents. So actually in all the properties that Primavera owns and manages, we offer energy efficiency classes, green education classes. You know, how do we do those things in our everyday life that makes our life more enriched, that saves our environment, lessens our carbon footprint, and saves us money, is really a better business practice.
One of the important missions of our school district is to do the best thing we can with the resources that we're provided. And one of our big expenses, of course, is energy, as it is for everybody. And so we wanted to be sure we were doing the most efficient things we could with energy. And we looked at all of our high energy use equipment, lighting, heating and cooling, plumbing, things like that. And anything that made sense to be replaced, we replaced it if we thought we could get payback within 20 years or less. Specific things we did with the upgrades is we had a lot of older schools that had old package air conditioning and heating equipment. Those were all replaced with newer, more efficient equipment. One of our large high schools had a new chiller system put in and several boilers put in. So those are some of the big cost items. We also had motion sensors put in all our campuses for lighting. So now all our lighting is automatically shut off when buildings aren't in use. We have what's called an energy management system, which allows us centrally to control schedules for heating and cooling, making sure that areas are comfortable when they need to be and they're off when they don't need to be utilized. So we use that as well. We changed out a lot of light fixtures and light bulbs to make sure those were more efficient. We put timers on athletic event light bulbs. We have an energy specialist now who's going around to help us change our behaviors so that we know that we're turning off lights when we should and that we're shutting off computers at night like we're supposed to. It's definitely just a step in the right direction. We're continuing to develop ways to become more energy efficient. We obviously are looking at alternative energy. We have solar programs, but ways we could save energy with our natural gas resources, with our water resources. We're trying to educate students on how we could be better for not only our school district, but for our environment in general as we move forward.
Energy efficiency is not just about what we save in one house. We're looking at planetary welfare. My goal is to not just be in business for myself, but to help my whole industry improve. One of the things that we've learned over the years is the value of thermal mass storage. So when we build a home, it's a concrete block, but it's filled with concrete, every core, so it's like a concrete house. The key is we insulate on the outside, so we're able to store the warmth or the coolth. Our lighting is very energy efficient as well. LED lightings, which, I mean, it's like a third or 10% of most lighting. We use a double glass window, argon filled, so it keeps the heat out in the summer, keeps the cooling in the summer, vice versa in the winter. Super insulation. I mean, the cheapest thing you can do to save money and make your house more comfortable is to buy more insulation. And our average heating and cooling bill is $301 per year. So pretty much taking the latest, greatest technology from every aspect. We're using recycled glass countertops. So recycling, which saves energy all the way down the line. The location we're in, people walk to work from here. On average, we probably have a half car less per home because of our location. We're close to public transportation. So that plays into energy as well as the electric bill. What we do today could affect somebody on the other side of the planet tomorrow. So our home buyers can feel proud that they live in a development that is the most energy efficient in the country. So we are an example of how neighborhoods can work together for the common good.
What we can learn from the partners, our customers that you've seen today, is what we've heard from many of our customers over the past several years is energy efficiency is very important to them. And one of the best benefits to our community about energy efficiency is it's a local resource. This is a resource that's developed with our programs, but guess what? The jobs, the benefits, the emission reductions, all of those things happen right here in our community. So thank you for your participation in our energy efficiency programs and helping our programs become a success. And congratulations again to all the winners here today.